Hi there, my name is Janelle and welcome to Skaha Flow Yoga. Today our practice we're going to get a little fired up. So we're going to try and heat up our body, try and create a sense of lightness, and hopefully at the end of the practice you'll have a little bit of extra energy to take on through the rest of your day or evening. So let's start our practice at the top of our mats. We'll get grounded into our feet. Standing tall in Tadasana, hands by our side, palms facing forward. Just let's let all that air out of our bodies and just feel centered on our feet, on our mat. Take that breath in, fill up your lungs all the way to the top, and then exhale with an open mouth. Another inhale, really feel that breath come into your body. And exhale. Your next inhale, arms come up, palms touch. Exhale, dive your body forward. Let's just stay here for a minute in our forward fold. Take a couple big breaths. Feel the sides of your ribs spread out as you inhale. And as you exhale, just try and let it go. Feel free to bend your knees a little bit here. You can grab your elbows and let gravity help you a little bit with just allowing your spine to release and lengthen. Let's take one more breath. And then on an inhale, we'll stretch up, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into our plank position. So from here, just really press into your hands. We want to root through our hands using our fingers, the palms of our hands, and really pressing up away from our mat, engaging our core muscles, feeling strong through our legs. And we're going to do a chaturanga, so it can either stay here on your toes or drop down onto your knees, whatever feels best for you. If you're on your toes, we'll shift forward. Lower halfway down, and inhale as we sweep up into an up dog, and exhale as we turn our toes and come into downward facing dog. So again, let's just take a couple breaths here. You can walk out your feet a bit, kind of warm up those legs. You can sway your hips side to side a little bit. Feel free to keep your knees bent here a little bit. We're trying to press through our hands, tilting our tailbone up towards the ceiling or the sky if you're so lucky to be outside. Pressing through those hands and really trying to focus on lengthening out the back. And then if we have a little bit more space, feel free to work those heels down towards the mat. Just take a big breath in, fill that rib cage up. And then feel all that breath come out. One more big breath in. And out. From our downward dog, we're going to lift up onto our toes in the back, still lifting our hips towards the ceiling. And from here, we're going to wave through our back. So we're going to lift up through our lower back, press up through our upper back, through our shoulders, all the way into our plank position, forward on our toes. And then we'll reverse. Press through our hands, up through our shoulders, upper back, mid back, lower back, and all the way down to release our heels down. Let's do that again. So up onto the toes, through, waving through the spine, into our plank, and press back through our hands, waving through our back, all the way till our heels touch the ground. And again, up onto the toes, through the back, into our plank. This time, if you'd like, we're going to flip our feet and drop our hips just gently, pressing our chest forward into our up dog. And reverse. Come back into our plank, lift those hips up, press until our heels come down. Let's do that one more time. So heels up, through the spine, wave it through, flip our feet, drop our hips, press our chest forward, and reverse to our plank, through the shoulders, through the back, and down with the heels. Okay, from here, let's lift our right leg up. We're going to flex our feet, so keep our toes pointed down. Trying to shoot energy right out through your heel and pressing into your hands. Now let's open up that hip a bit. Let that leg come up slightly and drop our foot back, getting a little bit of a stretch in our quad. Still pressing strong through our hands. Now we're going to bring our right knee that's up in the air. We're going to come up onto our back toe in the back. Bring that right knee to meet our right elbow and flatten out into a plank. Feeling that fire cooking. Now let's place that right foot to the outside of our right hand. Let's take a big breath in and exhale. Sink into those hips, strong in that back leg. Now let's take a big inhale and sweep our right arm up and over, opening up our chest to the side. Take a couple nice deep breaths here, really pressing through your left hand into your mat, lifting your chest up and away, stretching through that left leg, really strong on those toes in the back. One more breath here. And let's exhale and bring that right hand down. We're going to tent it in front of us. Take a breath in. And as we exhale, we're going to sink down a little bit. Here might be great. And if you feel like you have the space in your hips, feel free to sink that all the way down so your forehead touches. Come on, back up. Place that hand beside. And then we'll come back into our downward dog. Other side, left leg up. Nice strong foot. Stretching that energy through the heel. Pressing with both hands into your mat evenly. Let's open up that hip a little bit. Drop the foot back behind with our left leg. Getting that nice stretch in our left quad. And then we're going to come up on the toes and the back on that right foot. And now we're going to bring our left knee to our left elbow, flattening out into a bit of a plank. Beauty. Let's plant that left foot beside the hand. Take a breath. And let it go. And then inhale, we're going to sweep our left arm open, opening up to the side, pressing our chest up towards the ceiling, feeling that energy shooting out of our back leg, so strong in that back leg. Even stretching out of our fingertips. Good, take one more breath. And as you exhale, bring that hand down in front, tent the fingers, take a breath in. And as you exhale, if you have space, feel free to bring that body down and see how far down we can go. Good, bring that hand planter back and back into our downward dog. Take that nice big breath, fill up that rib cage, feel that expansion on the sides of your ribs. And as you exhale, just open that mouth and let it out. Right leg up behind us, foot nice and flexed. And then we're going to bring our right foot between our hands in the front. Take an inhale, sweep those hands back, and we're going to bring them up into a high lunge. Now feel free to just come up a little bit and get your hips settled, and then sink into those hips. Feeling that energy still rising up through the upper half of your body. So through the fingertips, we're feeling like we're stretching up towards the ceiling, but we're rooting down into our legs. Let's take an inhale, stretch up, and as we exhale, plant those hands around that front foot. Okay, and now from here, we're just going to gently stretch out that front leg a little bit. So as much as we can, we might not go too far. We might be able to stretch the whole way. Whatever feels good for your body today is where we want to go. Now, with our right foot in front, we want to really think about pulling back that same right hip. Okay, so we're trying to think about pulling that hip back behind us and getting a beautiful stretch down the back of our right leg there. And really grounding with that right foot in the front. So let's take an inhale and lengthen our body right out through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, try and think about folding over that leg, but keeping that length through the stretch. And now we're going to sink down into our lunge position again. So let's take an inhale. And as we inhale, we're going to stretch our chest forward, slightly bend our back knee down towards the mat. And then as we exhale, we're going to go back into our pyramid pose. And then inhale, chest forward into our lunge. And exhale, pyramid. One more time. Forward we go, lift the chest, feel that opening. And exhale, back into the pyramid. And then we're going to rotate our toes to the side. We're going to be in a wide-legged fold. So as we're here, let's just think about putting the weight towards our toes a little bit, and then bringing our chest down towards the mat. So find a spot that feels good for you. You're starting to feel that stretch in the back of your legs. Slight micro bend in your knees, so we're not locking out our knees. We always want to have a little bit of a bend in our knees there. Just take a nice breath here. And then we'll walk ourselves back to the front. Plant our hands around the front foot and come back into our downward dog. Now left side, left leg up, nice and strong behind us. Flexing that foot, pressing through your hands. Let's bring that foot between the hands. Get nice and center, nice and strong. Take an inhale, sweep back with the arms, and then up we go. So let's sink into those hips. Feel grounded in those feet, and then lifted through the chest, lifted through the arms and the upper body. Take that inhale, stretch up, and exhale. One more inhale. And on the exhale, hands come down around that front foot. And now we stretch that front leg a little bit. Okay, so pressing into that left foot into your mat, and all the same time pulling back with that left hip. So really pulling that left hip back, getting that beauty stretch on the back side of the leg there. Feel free to drop your back heel a little bit if you'd like, but you sure don't have to, whatever feels good for your bod. Okay, and now we're going to come down into our lunge. And from here, let's inhale all together, lift that chest, stretch forward. And as you exhale, come down, back into your pyramid pose. And inhale, forward we come. And exhale, stretch that left hip back. And inhale. Feel that openness in the chest and the neck. And exhale, let her go. Good. And then we'll walk our toes to the other side of our mat. Okay, hello. Keep that micro bend, and then slowly we'll bring our chest and our head down towards the mat. Okay, maybe this time you'd like to grab the outsides of your feet and help encourage that deep stretch on the back of the legs. And then we'll slowly come up, turn back to the front of our mat. Okay, plant those hands, step back into our downward dog. Okay, so from here, let's lift up our right leg high to the sky, and we're going to step that right foot beside our right hand. Okay, and now we're going to do the same with our left. So left foot comes up, steps to the outside of our left hand. So let's turn our toes out slightly, and we're going to come down into a Malasana Squat. So if you feel you can't quite get all the way down, feel free to come as far as you can, okay? Pick what works for your body today. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of a breath exercise. So we're going to start here, and we're going to take a nice big breath in, and we're going to open up that throat and that chest, lift the chin. And as we exhale, we're going to lift our hips up into a forward fold. And we're going to exhale all that breath out, slightly turning the toes back to the front. Okay, now let's do our squat again. So turn the toes out, and we'll inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, turn those toes in. And now with a little bit more speed and a little bit more oomph, let's go for it. Turn the toes out. Breath in nice and strong through the nose, and exhale. And inhale, exhale, and inhale, and exhale. 2 more times. Inhale, and exhale, and inhale, and exhale. Okay, let's work those feet back together so they're hip distance underneath us. Take a halfway lift, breath in, and forward fold. And then we'll come all the way up to standing, hands over top, palms touch, and down to heart center. Inhale, breath in, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into your plank. Chaturanga of choice. If you're on your toes, forward, halfway down, and upward dog, breath in. And exhale into our downward facing dog. Now, from our downward dog, come up onto our toes in the back. Bend our knees, look forward towards our hands, and we're either going to hop or step through our hands into a seated position. So let's come back, scooch back a little bit. We're going to lengthen out our legs, come onto the lower parts of our sit bones there. And we're going to really stretch our feet, pressing our feet as if they're on a wall. Okay? So let's start here. We're trying to feel a nice stretch on the back of our legs. So for those of us that feel it here, beautiful. Okay, you want to just breathe through that, feel those stretches. If your body needs a little bit more, has a bit more space, just work your hands down until you're starting to feel that. We want to make sure we're all staying tall through the body. So as you breathe in, let's lengthen our spine. And as you exhale, just start to find your edge. But always keeping that length through to the top of the crown. Feel free to grab your shins, or if you have that space, if you want that little bit more, your feet. And we'll just really try and find that stretch. Take a couple breaths. As you breathe in, really try and feel that breath come all into your body. Feel it do its work. And as you exhale, try and let something go that you don't want to be there. One more breath here. We'll release our hold. Scooch up onto our hips a little bit, and we're going to zoop up into a boat pose. Okay? So really trying to engage the tummy muscles, staying strong and tall through our spine. Okay? Lifting our chest up. And feel free to stay with the knees bent. Even keep the toes on the ground is a great option. Or if you're really feeling it today, whoop, you can straighten those legs, okay? So just find that level for you that feels like you're challenged, but you're still got your breath under control, okay? So let's do 2 breaths here. Building up that strength. And then slowly, nice and slowly, as slow as we can, all the way down to our mats. And once we get there, So let's bend our knees, plant our feet, bring our right foot over top of our left knee and letting that right leg just kind of flop out to the side. Engage that bottom foot so that it's nice and strong, it's not being floppy. And now let's bring our left leg in towards our body. We can feed our hands through that leg into the outside and either clasp just behind our thigh, or if we can reach, welcome to reach around the shin. Take that nice big breath in, fill up your lungs. And then as you exhale, gently pull that knee in towards our body. We want to be stretching our tailbone down towards our mat though, making sure our hips aren't tilting up. We want to press our hips down. Keep our spine long along our mat. Let's take a breath. And as you exhale, feel your body just kind of melt into the ground. One more big breath. Fill up the side body and then let it go. Release that leg down. We'll switch sides. So plant that right foot, left foot over top, flexing that foot, letting the knee drop out to the side. Bring that right leg in towards your body and feed that hand through and either grab around your shin or around the back of your thigh. Okay, and just find a position. This might be enough for you, whatever works for your body. Find what works. And then take that inhale, fill up those lungs. And as you exhale, bring that leg in a little bit closer to your body. And feel your body just release over top of your mat. Pressing your hips down and long along your mat. Feeling long through the neck. And try and feel those deep breaths. Try and notice how they feel in your body today. One more. Expand those lungs and let it go. We'll release that down towards the ground and we'll just let our legs lay, drop our arms out to the side into our Shavasana. Oh, and let's take a nice big breath in and with an open mouth exhale, just feel yourself melt away. With your eyes closed, just notice how you feel now after you've done 20 minutes of focused effort on energizing yourself back up. Just notice how that feels. How does your body feel? How does your mind feel? Do you feel a little lighter? A little more focused? And just take these last few breaths to really try and soften any muscles that might need that little bit of extra energy, extra focus, extra help. We tend to hold a lot in our face, so just trying to relax your eyes, let them be soft. Relax your jaw. Relax your forehead. In our busy world, it's so important to take that time to just calm the mind, calm the body. One more breath. We slowly want to bring ourselves up into a seated position. So bringing our body up. Feel free to keep your eyes closed. You want to come up into a comfortable seated, whatever that means for you, whether that's on a cushion, in a cross-legged position. And just rest your hands onto your knees. Staying tall through the spine and gentle in your shoulders. Let's exhale all we have out. And inhale together. Fill those lungs up. And with an open mouth, exhale. And again, inhale in the light. And exhale out any darkness. One more inhale. Thank you for being here today and doing this practice with me. Peace.